You're one campaign away from transforming your life forever. You want to make 2025 your best year ever. This is the number one key thing that you have to do to create quantum leap. You have to plan your next 30 days, 6 months, 12 months. If you don't do this, here's what will happen. One day you're making money, one day you're not. One day you're getting leads, one day you're not. So that you can have consistent customers coming in. You got to focus on what the market is telling you. Right now, the market is telling me 3 things. The money is made in AI, crypto, and it's not the strongest or the fittest that survives. It's the one that adapts the most. If you feel stuck in your business, in your life, and you're not making the quantum leaps, guess what's happening? You're probably not adapting. In this class, we're talking about quantum leaps. How do you go from 100 grand a year to 1 million a year? How do you go from 1 million a year to 10 million a year? Let's say you want to make 2025 your best year ever. 5 core areas that I'm building my businesses around that I would recommend that you guys do that will help you have a quantum leap. How does this work? Why does this work? Well, I was just talking to one of the copywriting teachers that's in the funnels group, right? So Arfa, she does copywriting for my clients in terms of, copy work and whatnot. And as I was going through, hey, what does it take to win in 2025? I was telling her the best month I had in business, specifically in internet marketing, digital business, was I made over $1 million in a single month. It was cash collected, and it was a month in December. And I was away in Saudi Arabia for 2 entire weeks when I had that big month. So the reason why I'm sharing this with you is you might think, oh yeah, December, January, February, it's slow. People are taking time off. But if you can plan and prepare now, strategic planning, okay? Strategic planning. This is the number one key thing that you have to do to create quantum leap. You have to plan your next 30 days, your next 6 months, your next 12 months. If you don't do this, here's what will happen. How many of you ever feel like you're just in a chaotic stage? Like one day you're making money, one day you're not. One day you're getting leads, one day you're not. Right now, after this call, after this podcast, after this video, I have to work on creating a proposal for a client. Inshallah, I want to close them for anywhere from 150K to 250K. Now, I know that company, they have the money to afford to pay me, okay? My question to myself is, why am I not closing these deals every single week? Why? Oh, I know why. Because I am not strategically planning a campaign that attracts those people. Does that make sense? Think about it. If you strategically plan your next 30, 60, 90 days, okay, so 3 months, then you plan your next 6 months, and then you plan, your next 1 year, okay, so the next 12 months. And to kickstart 2025 and to create quantum leaps of achievement, this is the starting point. Having a strategic plan and asking yourself, who is my ideal client? Who is my ideal client? I like to use this thing called NIMC. I always remind myself, you're one campaign away from transforming your life forever. You're one campaign away. One, just one. One guy that I know in the UK, Samuel, young kid, he was not famous. Now he's famous on YouTube. He teaches real estate and all that stuff. But he went up to Gary Vee and he paid Gary Vee 25 grand and said, hey, tell me what I can do to basically go viral. And the story goes something like, Gary Vee looked at him and basically said, come up with a campaign that will make you go viral. So he came up with something like 7 days to financial freedom. Homeless millionaire shows you how to become financially free in 7 days. Crazy big headline, big idea, great story, makes you think, what? You know what the financial freedom number was? Basically 2 grand a month. It wasn't like how to make millions, but the guy went crazy viral. The other day I saw him, I think he's got like 300,000 or 400,000 YouTube subscribers. And so as I'm going through this, I'm thinking, okay, who's my ideal client? Second question is which, write this down, NIMC, which NIMC, which stands for Next Innovative Marketing Campaign, can I deploy in my business? So what NIMC stands for is this concept of Next Innovative Marketing Campaign. And anytime you are stuck in your business, in your life, in your career, what is the next innovative marketing campaign? You're stuck in your relationship. What's the next innovative relationship campaign I can do with my wife? Okay. I just came back from Marrakesh, Morocco. And I'm like, why am I not doing this more often? It's like a country that's like 2-3 hours away from London. And I'm like, they have sun, we have cold. Okay. I need to do that more often. You in your life, in your business, you have to find triggers, systems, frameworks, stories, and habits that you can build so that this becomes second nature. Does that make sense? Think about it. No one has to, like right now in my business, no one has to tell me that go and build a NIMC, Next Innovative Marketing Campaign. Why? The reason why is because I've done it so many times that it's just second nature to me. So when my business gets stuck, so for example, I have basically, 3 main income streams, yeah? One of them is the funnels, the public one, which I make YouTube videos about, or I do calls, what you guys know me for, right? So this, because the last few months I've been working on the other businesses, this one hasn't got the much love. I haven't been publishing YouTube videos. I haven't been making podcasts. I haven't done all of this stuff. And I reminded myself, hey, how would I, in the next 30 to 45 days, make an extra 500K to $1 million a month from one campaign? And I was like, oh yeah, cool. I know what to do. I do my 3-day summits. I do the 3-day summit. I'll spend 20 to 30K a month on ads, and I'll easily make, say, at least a 10x ROAS on that. So it's about 300 grand. And then I'll upsell some of those customers into the 50K, 100K mastermind. And boom, I should get back to 500K a month. I do that maybe 2 to 3 times. I refine the product. Oh yeah, I'll get to $1 million a month. Oh, cool. That's a next innovative marketing campaign. Guess what I do now? It's right here. Okay. These are my 3 businesses. It's what am I holding right now in my hand? Just a little pink notepad. And it just says business 1, business 2, business 3. And it's like, what am I optimizing for? One of them is a 3-day summit. I look at my wall. Can't show you. It's really messy here in my office. Okay. But what the heck? Let me show you guys. Okay. If you can see that right over there. Okay. On the whiteboard. Can you see that whiteboard? Literally, the whiteboard basically says, whoa, for the funnels business, get making YouTube videos, daily YouTube videos, 3-day summit, and create new offers and funnels. Why? Because I know the more offers and funnels I can create, the more money I'm going to make. Is this making sense to you guys? And so when I'm looking at, my own business, I'm asking myself all the time, which NIMC, Next Innovative Marketing Campaign, do I need to deploy? Okay. If you build this in your mind, anytime you're stuck, you ask yourself, which NIMC can I deploy? Okay. By the way, if you guys, girls, ladies and gentlemen, if you want me to create another video, okay, that's specifically designed on NIMC playbooks, just comment the word right now into the chat box, NIMC. Okay, go ahead, do that right now. NIMC. If you want me to do, if you don't, then don't. If you're watching this on YouTube or on social media somewhere, in the comment section, just type in NIMC. Okay, that way I can gauge if you guys want me, because I have a Trello board, which is like a project management system, and I have like over 30 different, maybe 35-ish different playbooks and campaigns of next innovative marketing campaigns. Does that make sense, everyone? Okay. So this is what I call, who's the ideal client that you want to attract? What marketing campaign can you deploy to attract those people? Okay. Next thing is and this goes under content marketing. So you want to content marketing first, you write that down, okay? But under content marketing, it's personal brand / speaking. Okay, so I'll put like a title like here, content marketing, and then underneath I'll put personal brand and speaking. And so why am I doing creating content marketing? This is one of the first things that you have to do. Again, in this class, we're talking about quantum leaps. How do you go from 100 grand a year to 1 million a year? How do you go from 1 million a year to 10 million a year? How do I go from, say, 3 to 5 million a year to next year, say, $30 million? How is that possible? It's possible if you can dial this, what I'm sharing with you, these core 6 things, okay? So one is a strategic plan. You have to come up with a plan, ideally written, okay? It could be 1 page, it could be 3 pages, it could be 6 pages, it could be 50 pages. It doesn't matter. It's something that you can look at each and every single day. For example, in my own business, I have lots of checklists like this. I have mind maps like this. These are stuff that's always on my desk. I'm a visual guy, so I like to see it, okay? And so personal brand, strategic plan, okay? You want to have something where you can get excited every time you see it. Yesterday, I was speaking to someone and you could just see he's just beaten down by life, okay? And I can immediately say, think and know. He doesn't write down his goals. He doesn't surround himself with a mafia, a network that's going to help him grow. And because he doesn't do that, guess what happens? He's stuck. When you're stuck, you get into a rut. So when you create a strategic personal plan, a plan of action for yourself, hey, here's the thing. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be meeting your current reality. You might be thinking, man, I'm struggling to make 20, 30K a month. How am I going to make $1 million? That your current reality must not dictate your future reality. Does that make sense? And when you write down your goals, you can create, like, for example, just being fully transparent here. If you go to my YouTube channel, I have like maybe 12,000 subscribers. Next year, without fail, my #1 goal, more than like just trying to make more money and stuff and help customers, which is a given, is to get to at least 100K to 150K subscribers. Like I am going to be building, like right now I have 2 people that help me out. One is a part-time, one is a full-time. I'm not even going to wait for next month or next year. Like legit now, like this week, I'm interviewing 4 or 5 people. I want to get at least 4 or 5 people. Now, if you don't have the resources, that's fine. Just stick a camera. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. Like this video is not perfect. This video is just me doing a class with you guys, okay? But what the heck, I'm just going to still publish it on YouTube because I just want to start putting more content out. Are you guys getting this? Okay, but what happens is the fear of being perfect, procrastination, or what people are going to think of us, or all of this stuff gets in the way, or you're too busy. How many of you are way too busy? Okay, I'm busy as well. So that's why, guess what? I'm finding any way that I can make videos and just start publishing them. So why am I sharing that you have to have a content marketing plan? The reason why you have to have a content marketing plan and a plan of action is so that you can have consistent customers coming in. If you do not have a content marketing plan where every single day, every single week, you are producing content, valuable content, then what will happen is you are going to get left behind from your competitors. And really, your brand is the single most best investment that you can make in your business. How many of you agree? Right. I'm telling you this now, unless, you go into crypto early on, or you got lucky with, certain asset classes. Right now, even if you did, by the way, why do you see all of the wealthiest people that you know? Just look at people like Alex Hormozi, Bronson, all of these guys and girls. What are they doing? They're doubling down on their personal brand. And I had this breakthrough because as I'm starting 2025 now, and I'm thinking to myself, what are things that would help me create Quantum leap, okay? So you want to write this down, quantum leap advantage, okay, QLA. I actually went to a program, it cost me like £20,000 called QLA, okay? By a guy called Dan Pena. I was in his castle, it cost me like £20,000 or maybe 25 grand or something. So quantum leap advantage. So here, I was thinking to myself, what worked well this year and what didn't work well? This year, one of the things that didn't work well is I had a couple of clients, they weren't ideal fit for me, but we still took them on. Okay, 2025, I'm planning not to do that. How do I plan not to do that? Well, I created a checklist that has literally 13 or 14 qualities of my ideal prospect. So guess what will happen right now? Anyone that even books a phone call with us, I am going to have a PDF that goes out that will say, do you fit these 14 qualities? Does that make sense? So this way, I can reduce the mistakes of attracting the wrong clients. Okay, that's something that didn't go well. What's something that did go well? Well, this year, one of my top clients, multiple six figures he's paid me. And how did he find me? Not on YouTube, not on email. He found me on Instagram Reels. And I'm like, it's not from paid advertising. It's not from long form YouTube videos. Maybe that helped, but where did he find me? On Instagram. And he's been watching my Instagram Reels. Okay, so what do I need to do? I need to double down on IG Reels. Okay, and it's probably going to be YouTube videos like this, and it's going to be cut into pieces. Okay, you can use something like repurpose.io or CapCut, something like that, CapCut.com, or any of these tools. Okay, they don't cost that much, and you can basically get these clips, clipped up, and post it. So now that creates mass leverage. What happens when you have mass leverage? You get to reach more people for little amount of work, and that's why straight after strategic planning, it's content marketing. So why is this super key and crucial? If you, and by the way, I'm going to do this on my YouTube channel. You're going to see me, I'm coming up with 7 core topics. So I want to be known in my industry as one of the top digital marketers that helps business owners scale. I want to target one type of customer, maybe 2, basically people that make 6 to 7 figures. So no newbies. Okay, so like, for example, all of you clients here right now, we've got 6, 7, even 8-figure entrepreneurs here. I want to target people that are making around 6 figures and how to help them get to 7 figures or 8 figures. So I'm coming up with 7 hours of high value content. It might be less, it might be more, but you must do this. One of the things that Google has, and they call it like 7-11-4 rule. Okay, and you want to write this down. The 7-11-4 rule is a marketing and sales strategy developed by Google that basically helps businesses understand and improve the customer journey, the customer funnel process. Okay, what is it? 7 hours. The average consumer spends 7 hours researching before making a purchase. This can include reading blog posts, watching your videos, participating in Zoom calls, webinars, reading your free reports, your lead magnets, reading your social media posts, finding you, maybe you're speaking on stage, maybe you're showing up on podcasts, basically 7 hours, okay? That's what Google says. I just keep it very simple. Each hour that your customer comes and spends with you is equivalent to them spending about $1,000. So just general rule, have 7, ideally even 10 and more, 10 hours of content. So if you want to make $1 million, 2025 and beyond, you need to get just 100 customers to pay you $10,000. So those people that are coming in, you want to make sure that they're super qualified from your content. 2, you want to ensure that you can do what? Educate them. Why is it important that you educate them? Because this is where the trust gets built. If you educate, I developed this formula many, many years ago myself, because I found that if I do long webinars, 3 hours, 5 hours, or a 5-day challenge, that's what happens. People go from absolute cold strangers to becoming a high ticket client. They come and join my 5-day summit or my 3-day summits, 5-day challenges. They have no idea who I am. By the end, they want to pay me $10,000, $50,000 for my mastermind, $120K to come and spend one-on-one time with me. So I'm like, why do they do that? Because they have been what we call EBM, education-based marketing. They have experienced my formula of education-based marketing. How do you sell anything to anyone? That's weird. Someone's at my door. No one comes at my door. Give me a second. All right, so that was grocery. Anyway, back to the video. Basically, education-based marketing. How I figured this out was I realized the more people get to spend time with you, the more you have time to educate them. If you educate them, what happens is you build trust. If you build trust and you teach them something of high value and you help them with belief systems, like for example, raise your hand if you have come through one of my programs and you've had certain mindset belief systems that have changed, right? Think about it. You have maybe wanted to charge higher prices. Maybe you realize, oh my gosh, I don't have to be this perfect because I thought I have to show up a certain way. Or I didn't know that if I use a funnel, I can attract people consistently, reliably, predictably, instead of chasing people and hunting them down through cold DMs and endless spam messages. So what tends to happen is if someone teaches you something of value and they help you create a shift in your brain, in your mind, then at deep level, not do you just know, like, and trust them, but you develop this bond with them. And what I found, okay, and this is basically why you see every top marketer, influencer, expert, guru, blah, 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 all of these guys and girls, they make lots of content because the content is the way to reach the masses at a leverage point, okay? And obviously for the last 10, 15 years, I have been mainly focused on paid traffic. Even now, actually, one of my businesses, we're doing pretty good numbers, 10, 15, sometimes 20 grand a day. And it's all paid traffic. Like, I don't actually show my face in that business. Okay, now, it's great. Don't get me wrong. I love it. The downside of paid traffic is you get used to spending money in the slot machine of Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube, and you don't focus on longevity. And the longevity comes from publishing content, okay? Is this all making sense, everyone? And so the 7-11-4 rule developed by Google was 7 hours of content, 11 touch points. So the consumer interacts with the brand 11 times. This can include advertisements, emails, text messages, social media interactions, one-on-one interactions, DMs, text messages, WhatsApp messages. And these are all things in my business that we do right now. Okay, so 11 touch points, 7 hours of content, 11 touch points, and 4 locations. So the consumer interacts with your brand across 4 different locations or platforms. Like right now, we have mainly YouTube, we have Instagram, and emails, and then phones, right? We also used to do a lot of live events. We have the webinars, we have the summits, we have text message follow-up, and we have, those are basically our main ones, okay? So 4 locations. Ask yourself right now, if I wanted to go and find you and do business with you, are you on 4 locations? Are you showing up on other people's podcasts? Do you have your own podcasts? I have a podcast, right? You can go to shakir.com/podcast and you're going to find it. And when I'm making a video like this, guess what? I'm actually recording it on my iPhone. And so this now becomes a podcast. Okay. I send this this audio clip to my assistant. Boom. So you can find me on iTunes. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on X. So 4 locations at least, okay? Now start, when you're in the beginning, just start off with 1. But ideally, you want to have 4 locations, okay? 4 conversion mechanisms. So the 7-11 4 rule, it can help businesses engage more customers, build more trust, win clients, and it cultivates their brand. Because here's the reality. Even if you're the best in the world, if you're the best kept secret and no one knows you, no one likes you, no one trusts you, no one's coming out to seek you, you're not going to make money. Does that make sense? Okay. And sometimes people spend all this time, they like, I need to develop the best product, right? I need to make the best pen, and they'll spend months or years of their life building this product. And then they're like, I thought if I just build it, they will come. No, you have to build it. And as you're building it, you have to get them to come to you. Okay. So this is why content marketing is super critical. And your personal brand is an appreciating asset. Just like how you would buy stocks, gold, silver, crypto, domains. I'm trying to buy a domain literally this evening. It's a 3-digit domain. And I'm negotiating, okay, with the person. What is it? It's an asset. In your life, you're always going to be looking for different assets. The personal brand one is the one that's going to give you an exponential growth. Okay, so in my business, when I put out content, I educate people. People know, like, and trust me. Then they buy from me. Once they buy from me, then I help them scale their business, right? How many of you are experiencing that right now? I'm helping you scale your business, right? After I help you scale your business, you're making money. Guess what will happen? We can become partners. If I like your business, if I like you, if I like your business model, then we become business partners, okay? And I have a range of business partners in different niches and whatnot. And then let's just say you're making so much money, and maybe we don't become business partners, but you wanted to invest with me in maybe one of my funds, okay? I have different funds for people that are, making X amount of money. So I'll invest for you. And so I have an entire product line that I've built out over the last 15, 16 years. Is this making sense? And content marketing is the #1 way that we attract our ideal prospects. It's the ultimate organic driver of traffic and leads. And let me tell you this, if you wanted to have a reliable safety net, you want to make safe income, you have to have content marketing. You have to have content that educates your ideal prospects 24/7, 24/7, 24/7. I was in the gym probably half an hour ago, and I was speaking to a lady, and I've known her for a number of years. And she basically told me that she shared, very vulnerably, that her business is struggling because it's December, and obviously a lot of people take time off, this and that. And I said to her, December could be one of those months that you can absolutely crush it. For me, in my personal business, December, January, February, March, those are like my biggest months, okay? And as I'm talking to her, as I'm sharing this with you right now, I just realized the reason why she doesn't have reliable traffic coming in 24/7 is because she doesn't create video content. Does that make sense? And so right now, as of now, okay, we're in a personal branding gold rush, okay? And in 1 year, in 3 years, in 5 years, in 10 years' time, you're going to wish that you had built your personal brand. So the old way was very simple. You spend tons of money on ads, you send sales messages, like, even for me, I'm still doing this right now. I'm spending lots of money on ads, for my phones business, for my this business, for my that business. And I'm like, some of the brands, I don't even have a face on it, right? The new way is you drive traffic organically, you start publishing content, so it builds authentic trust. Okay, the amount of businesses I talk to, they don't even, I'm literally, after this call, I'm pitching someone for like 100, basically multiple 6 figures. Inshallah, I go close that deal. They don't even have no social media presence. Think about it. They don't have no like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Crazy. So how do you build authentic trust if you don't put yourself on video? And here's what I've seen. If you become the face of your brand, it makes you much more memorable. It makes you It makes you not just the authority, but now you create your own audience and your own visibility. Okay. So a couple of key things. I'm going to go to my next topic. A couple of core things, which is when it comes to content marketing, get very clear on your values. Okay. Your values, the niche that you're targeting, what's your vision? What's your mission? What's the niche? Who are you targeting? What's your marketing system? Who are you going to target where you are going to be unique? Okay, what's your unique selling proposition? What's the process, the frameworks? So in our VIP accelerator programs, my funnels VIP program, one of the things that we help our clients do is we help them develop a framework so they can take their expertise and then they can become an expert by creating a unique methodology. Okay. And I've done this like so many times. I can just come up with something, for example, here's my free report on the ATM method. The ATM method stands for attract your ideal customers. T stands for transform the relationship that you have with your customers. And M stands for marketing to your prospects and leads. That's my ATM business model. It's 3 steps that will help you identify your ideal customer, convert strangers into sales, download my free report. Okay, that's an example. So, by the way, if you want to learn how I do this with my clients, so if you're watching this on social media or whatever, on YouTube, click on one of the links below in the description, or just go to funnels.com and book a demo call with my team, and they'll be able to walk you through how we do this for our clients. Okay, so that's a shameless plug. It is what it is. Marketing system. Then come up with your goals, your 1-year goal, your 3-year goal, your 5-year goals. Okay. And the more that you can dial this in from your content marketing, the more easier it becomes. And then the emotions go out. So I'll give you an example. Let's just say next year for funnels.com, I want to get to, I'm just going to put a number out there. Okay. $12 million. Okay. $12 million cash collected with say 60 to 70% profit margins. Okay. So what does that mean? In my business, if I get 100 customers at 10 grand, that's $1 million. So if I get 1,000 customers, okay, 1,000 customers at 10 grand, it's $10 million. Okay. I'm just going to make it very easy. So if I get 12,000 customers, okay, 1,200, not 12,000, 1,200 customers at 10K, how much is that? $12 million, right? So now what I'm doing is I'm going to reverse engineer this goal. So let's just say the goal is $12 million from this one brand I own. That means it's $1 million a month. And if my price point is 10K, that means, and I'm trying to get 1,200 customers, 1,200 customers divided by 12 is literally 100 customers a month, which is only 3 customers per day. Do you guys see that? There, you can't see it. There you go. There you go. 3 customers per day. There's about 4-5 billion people that are using the internet every day. Do you guys get that? So what sort of content can I produce that will, let's just say I make a YouTube video, it gets 1,000 views. From 1,000 views, let's just say I get 10% of people clicking the link. So 100 people clicking the link. Again, I'm just making these numbers up for, example purposes. From 100 people that click the link, I get, say, 10 booked calls, 10%, very, very little. Okay. And from 10 booked calls, I close only 3, 30% conversion. 30% conversion, that's 3 sales at 10K each. That's 30 grand a day. That's $1 million a month. That's $12 million a year. You see how I just reverse engineered this? So the people that can reverse engineer their goals from content marketing, you will get an edge. And again, it obviously goes into a lot more details in terms of what kind of stuff do you say? How do you create the content? How do you build a personal brand that attracts those right people? Okay. And the reason why I share this is in the last 10, 15 years, I've primarily focused on my email list, which I built it to over 1 million subscribers. So 1 million people from all over the world opted in, gave me their email address, XYZ. And I focused on paid traffic, which leads me to my third topic. Okay. So the first one was strategic planning. Second thing is content marketing. Third one is you have to adapt. And I'm telling you this right now. So you have to keep this in mind. For one of the reasons why I am able to win in the marketplace is because I adapt. I don't primarily care about being right. I care about being rich. I care about making lots of money. Okay, with no shame, no guilt, no embarrassment of admitting it to the whole wide world. Okay, how do you do that? You can't focus on being right. You got to focus on what the market is telling you. Right now, the market is telling me three things. The money is made in AI, crypto, and personal brands. So guess what I'm going to be doing, ladies and gentlemen? I'm going to be focused on AI, crypto, and personal branding. Now, in a year, 2 years, 3 years time, if that changes, that's totally fine. But as of now, this is what I've identified. 3 critical levers. Okay. AI, crypto, personal brand. Now, if you are starting off, if you're making X amount of money, if you make less than say, 50 or 100 grand a month, you don't need to do 5 things, 10 things. Okay. You don't need to have 7 income streams to become financially wealthy. You just need to focus on one thing. So let's just say you're going to do AI. Become a master of AI and start sharing that content. If you're going to do crypto, stick with that, right? The thing with crypto is it's once every 4 years, the bull market starts. So I wouldn't recommend that to most people, especially if you're starting off, okay? So what's the next one? The last one is personal branding. The brands that will win will have a face on the brand. Does that make sense? So these are 3 things that you have to do, you want to capitalize on under the topic of adaptability. Okay, I forget who it was, Einstein or some famous person. I can't remember the name, no offense. But basically, they said, it's not the strongest or the fittest that survives, it's the one that adapts the most. Okay, so for me, I have no ego when it comes to learning whatever skills. You can tell me tomorrow, hey, you need to learn how to, I don't know, purify your water because that's going to help you think better and then you can perform better. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll listen to you. As long as it's got some merit and you have some results, I'm like, I'm totally happy and fine. Turn this thing off. Oh, next time I use this, it'll happen for you guys. There you go. Okay. So number 3 was adaptability. The more you learn, the more you earn. If you feel stuck in your business, in your life, and you're not making the quantum leaps, guess what's happening? You're probably not adapting. Does that make sense? Okay. You're probably getting complacent, lazy, sometimes maybe even arrogance, like you think you know it all. And one of the ways you get out of that, for me anyway, is you ask yourself this question: who benefits if you succeed? I was talking to someone yesterday and they said something along the lines of, they don't need to make that much money. And I was thinking, that's the conversation he's telling me. The conversation that I didn't tell him, but I was having in my head was, no, you've just settled for less because you're being too much of a wuss bag to push yourself. Does that make sense? Just remember this in life. And this goes beyond, this goes beyond just like trying to make some money. Your current results right now in your life comes down to your best thinking. Does that make sense? Your best thinking has got you these results. So you look at your life right now, the business, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your kids, your finances, your spirituality, all of these things. Okay, let's just say there's like 10 areas of your life. Okay, your friends, your community, your charities, all the stuff that you do on a day-to-day basis. You know, if you're into sports and stuff, I don't really have a TV, or I'm not into sports. Business is the only sport I play. Okay, so let's just say there's 10 things. If you look at all of these things and you're like, I'm not really happy with XYZ area of this, it basically means that the level of thinking that you have got needs to be changed. There's nothing wrong with it. It is just what it is. Does that make sense? And once you can identify, okay, if my best thinking has got me my best results, then I need to just I need to quieten the monkey inside of my little brain. I need to find someone else that has the results, and I need to just listen to what they say. Does that make sense? But for example, I'm on a health journey last couple of years, and I'm like sometimes on and off. When I go to the gym and my trainer tells me to do certain things, I'm not turning around to him and I'm like, no, dude, this is not how you lift the weights. Okay, I'm not questioning his authority, because he's been training people like me for like 15, 20 years. That's all he does all day long, 6, 7, 8 hours a day. So how do you win in 2025? How do you create a quantum leap advantage? You have to adapt your own brain to learn new things, become a new person. Your current reality gets boiled down to the identity that you have for yourself. Okay. And this is for your marriage, for your health, for your investments. If I make less than 100 grand a month profit, I'm talking absolute profit, I am really mad with myself. Okay. My wife, my friends, my family, they won't see it, but I know for myself, that's a standard I've set for myself, 15 years ago. And so, so basically being able to adapt, the faster you can adapt, the faster you can basically grow. And some people are going to take this the wrong way. And I have to just tell you, a lot of the times, because you have gone through shit, excuse my language, you have gone through trauma, you have gone through breakup, you have gone through someone stealing money from you, someone letting you down, your parents, your grandparents, your friends, your family, society. How many of you feel that way? Someone has let you down in your life, okay? I'm not kidding. In the gym, I was like really angry. 10, 11 years ago, I got scammed for like 600 grand for this investment. And I was talking to someone and I'm like, lifting weights, I think. And I'm thinking to myself, like that. But that happened like 10, 11 years ago. And I was thinking to myself, I was a young kid and these guys took advantage of me and I just wired them 600 grand and all of this stuff. And then I had to tell myself, hey, I forgive myself. Just let go, move on. And this is a little mental hack that I use for myself called the bounce back strategy, which is anything bad that's happened in my life or I identify as bad, I acknowledge it, okay? I give it a new meaning, and then I let it go so I can move on. It is really sad, the amount of grown men, okay, maybe ladies as well, I'm sure ladies have it too, but in this class, we're talking to men. The amount of childhood trauma that they've gone through, that now they're in their 20s, they're in their 30s, they're in their 40s, sometimes they're in their 50s and the 60s, and they just don't let go. And what I found is that the more that you can let go, the more free mental clarity space that you create in your brain. The more that creative space that you have in your brain, the more that you can go out and perform. And ultimately, that's what you want to do. That's why you're here. You're watching this video. You're on this private Zoom class, this mastermind call. Why? Because you want to perform better, right? You want more from whatever it is that you're doing. So then doesn't it make sense that you have to remove all the baggage, all the fluff? One of the best tools I found is praying, 2, journaling, 3, talking to people that are usually smarter, wiser, older, richer, wealthier than you. Why? Because it's funny, when I meet someone and then I see the people around them, it immediately indicates the level of their personal growth. Okay, and some people, they have it good. I was very fortunate. Alhamdulillah, my dad used to always take me to hang out with his friends. And so when I would hang out with his friends, they were obviously his age. So very quickly, I matured. This is something that if you can do, find someone that has more business experience than you. You might be really good at leadership, at speaking, at communication, in your marriage, in your health, all of this stuff. But maybe in business, you kind of suck. And it's okay, right? I'm not good at most things in life, but I'm pretty good at business, right? And so guess what? I will find people that have got 10, 20, 30 years of experience and expertise. So that was my third adaptability plan, okay? The third key for quantum leap achievements. The fourth is what we call building your own, almost like a mafia network. Now, there's this viral picture on all over the internet. It's called PayPal Mafia network. PayPal Mafia. How many of you have heard of the PayPal Mafia? So it's like basically a bunch of guys like Elon Musk. What's his name? The guys, that created YouTube, the guy from LinkedIn, Reid Hoffman, I think that's what his name is. Basically, a whole bunch of these guys. They all started off early on, basically being in one crew. And then they split up and they basically built all these companies in Silicon Valley, the companies that you use today. Okay. And so you have to ask yourself, who is in my mastermind? Who is in my mastermind? When I get stuck with a business problem, when I get stuck with a sales issue, when I get stuck with a hiring issue, who is in my network that I can reach out to get answers? Why? The faster that you can get the answer, the faster you're going to move and unlock the keys to growth. Does that make sense? And one of the best ways you can do this, by the way, is one, you can join paid masterminds. Now, I'm going to do a second or third shameless plug. If you are making more than 250 grand a year to about $2.5–3 million a year, so 250K to about 3 million-ish per year, and you're looking to get personal, direct mentorship from me, every month I selected around 2 to 4 private clients for my inner circle mastermind. It's called Chic Mastermind 8-Figure Mentorship. There should be a link below underneath this video, or just go to 8figurementorship.com. and you can basically book a call with myself directly, okay? But that's only if you make 250K to 2.5 million a year. If you make less than that, you can just go to balance.com, speak to someone from my team. But I like to work one-on-one with business owners that are making high 6 figures to low 7 figures. And that's my sweet spot. I can help them get to their first 10 million, 20 million, 30 million and beyond. So the reason why I share this is, one, join a mastermind. If you're not in a mastermind where you have direct access to a 7, 8, 9-figure entrepreneur that you can get answers real fast, guess what? Someone else is going to have this. So all of you listening on this call right now, you have access to me directly, right? You can ask me questions. You can join these weekly mastermind calls. You're getting perspectives that other people might spend years trying to figure out. I'll give you an example. There was a gentleman that came to one of my programs, and I don't think he purchased anything from us. Maybe he did. But I remember speaking to him, and he said to me, he had made his money in trading, in property, and he's probably in his 50s. And he said he spent 400 grand and 4 years of his life basically building this product. And I was thinking, like, what kind of product is it? It was basically a bunch of digital courses. And I said, how many have you sold? And he said, 0. And I said, why didn't you sell it first and then build the course? And I remember he was so shocked. Like, he was like, why didn't I think of that? And I'm thinking, it took you 4 years, bro. 4 years. You guys see how And he said to me, he said he lost his first wife because he was working too much. So he had to have a divorce. And the second wife has no clue that he spent all this money. And I'm thinking to myself, poor guy. All he had to do was, instead of create, he should have sold first, deliver after. Does that make sense? Do you see how it's just a one little shift? When I paid Russell Brunson 25 grand, I had 1 hour phone call with him. Okay. I was ready to basically spend 350, 400 grand on a marketing campaign because I want to become a New York Times bestseller, all of that good stuff. Okay. And I remember on the call, he asked me, why do you want to do that? And I said, oh, you know, I want to help people. Remember, I'm like 23, 24, 25. I'm like under 25 years old. I'm like young punk millionaire kid. Okay. And he goes to me, you don't want to do that. You just want New York Times bestseller to show off to your friends and family. And I was like, how does he know? And he turns around to me and he goes, he already did that and it didn't work. And he said, save your money. And I remember I put the phone down and I thought, that was the best 25K I ever spent. Why? Because I saved 400 grand in mistakes. Do you guys understand where I'm going with this? So it's like one call, one insight, one breakthrough can save you years, decades of mistakes. I look at some of the biggest mistakes I made. Like I just told you, when I was young, I got scammed for 600 grand for this investment, IPO, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? If I had spoken to just one expert, okay, they would have instantly said, red flags, stay away. Does that make sense? But I paid the price through losing 600 grand cash. Okay. So if you don't have your own mastermind, one, join it. If you don't have the money to put together or join someone else's mastermind, do this. Go and build your own mastermind. Find 5, 10, 20 of the smartest people that you know. These are people that are movers, shakers, and just say, hey, I'm putting together a group. I'm planning to charge 10 to 20 grand a year. It's a private elite mentorship. I'm going to be hosting the calls. Here's what I would love for you to do. I'll let you join, no cost. I just want you to be part of it. And every month I'll get on, I'll add value, and I'm going to put together other industry leaders. Okay. I actually did this, guys. And right now I have a group. It's called 9-Figure Abundance Mastermind. You can't join it. It's not for sale. And it's literally got some of the smart, I'm probably the poorest person in the mastermind. Okay. Like one of them has like 100 million assets under management. The other guy does, I think, 120 or 150 million in his business. It's like competitors with like Grant Cardone. Okay. The other guy is doing $1 million to $3 million a month, in his business. The other guy, like, it's just crazy. And I've got like the who's who of like in there. Okay, I've got like senior companies, CEOs and CMOs of different. And I was like, I look at that and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like super valuable. Does that make sense? And all I do is I host one call per month and I'll just share my insights or I'll share other people's insights. Does that make sense, everyone? So one, if you have the money and you're looking for a fast track, join someone's mastermind. You could apply. If you're making 250K to 2.5 million a year, you can apply, see if you qualify for my one. Otherwise, go and find someone else's one. But find someone else's one. Okay. The worst thing you can do is think that you know all the answers and that you're just going to figure it out by yourself. Okay. That's a surefire way to go downhill. How do you create quantum leap achievements? You do the exact opposite. And if you're at that stage where you're like, you just don't have the resources, that's totally fine. Put together a group and lead it. Okay. And then the last and final one that I will talk about, which is going to be what I call, which I'm very biased on, is the funnels process. All of this stuff comes down to, hey, your strategic plan, the content marketing, the adaptability on AI, on crypto, on personal branding. building your own Mafia network of mastermind members. All of it comes down to my sixth point, which is what's the funnel, the process that you're going to use to build all of this. Does that make sense? And again, there's the call funnel where you can sell high ticket. There's the low ticket funnel where you sell something for $10, $50, $100. So in my business, people that can't join the 10K, 20K, 50K programs, we have like a $47 crash course. You can actually go check it out, salesfunnelschallenge.com. It's like $47 or $97. Sometimes we change the pricing depending on what we're testing in the marketplace, but we have so many different front-end offers that people can come to. Does that make sense? And you want to ask yourself, what are the offers that I can put out? You want to write this down. The more offers you make, the more money you're going to make. So make more offers. Okay. And then once you find your offer that hits in the marketplace, double down on it. So I know, hey, there's, one or two of my offers out of, let's just say 6, 7 offers that I've got this year, 1 or 2 of them really did amazingly well. Guess what I need to do now? I need to double down on it. Okay, what funnel can I build to optimize every single aspect? So for example, I have the call funnel. I have the 3-day summit.com funnel. I have the 5-day challenge funnel. Those are my 3 top core funnels. I just hired a marketing expert who's come into my business because although I see myself as a marketing expert, I'm always hiring talent. I'm always recruiting talented people, right? And one of the things that he's telling me is I need X type of low ticket offer, and it's going to be self-liquidating, and it's going to be bringing me in, not leads, but customers, okay? And I'm like, okay, fine, let's run it. Are you guys getting this? Okay, so in your business, you want to ask yourself, hey, what funnel do I have right now? And a simple terminology for funnel is, what's the process that people are finding you? That's all a funnel is. I just came back from Marrakesh, Morocco. Okay, beautiful hotel. It's called Oberoi Hotel. If you're into hotels and luxury experiences, go there. I was there for a few days. It was absolutely amazing. Like total 10 out of 10 experience. They really hit it. I had no idea what the hotel or brand was. My wife organized it. I have a rule. She packs and plans everything. I just pay for it. So that way there's no friction in my brain. Okay. All right. You got to identify and remove the friction and unnecessary distractions in your life. Okay. This is how you win as an entrepreneur. You got to, like for me, sometimes, my wife is and well now, so I don't want her to cook. That's fine. I'll just order food, and sometimes I'll order extra. So then my next 2 free meals, it's already done. I don't have to think about it. Okay. How do you get to that stage? You have to focus on 80-20. Okay. By the way, 80-20 is one of those keys that I always use to make more money, apart from funnels. How many of you guys would like for me to do a class on just 80-20 activities? Like, how do you do the right things at the right time for the maximum reward? Type into the chat box 80-20. If you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and type in 80-20, 80-20, okay? 20% of your activities will bring in 80% of the results. And I've cracked the code to, if you do 80-20 and 80-20 again, it's actually just 4%. It's like 4 activities that will bring all of the majority of your results. If you want that, just comment in the chat box right now in the YouTube section. Just type in 80-20. That way I'll know. And maybe I can show a video next week on this. Okay. By the way, if you liked videos like this, be sure to give me a like, subscribe on this channel. I plan to do more of these videos. Sometimes I'll just take what my clients pay me for, and I'll just pass that on to you guys. Okay. So today we're covering 6 keys for quantum leaping in 2025. If you can dial in these 6 things. Number 1, strategic plan. You have to know, hey, what's my plan for the next 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, for the next 12 months? Who's my ideal customer? What marketing systems can I deploy? What's the NIMC, the next innovative marketing campaign that I can develop? 2, content marketing. What's the stories that I can tell that will relate and connect and transform my ideal prospects so they go from strangers to believers and to customers. Do you get that? They go from strangers to believers to customers. Okay, how and who do I show up as my personal brand? Like, what do I have to do to identify my ideal prospects so they know, like, and trust me? 7 hours of high value content. Okay, 7 hours. Remember the formula: 7, 11, 4. Okay, and then what's next? Adaptability. Who do you have to become to achieve your goals? Because the current you is not capable of achieving your goals right now because you would have done it. So it's almost like you have to kill the old you and adapt. Okay, the 3 key things that I'm seeing in today's fast-moving economy, fast-moving world is AI, crypto, and personal branding. For most people, crypto is way too late to get in. Okay, AI, you got to learn how to use AI. I'm spending at least 20, 30 minutes a day on ChatGPT and learning about AI and my personal brand. That's my next 1 to 3 year focus, is how do I build personal brand? A personal brand that basically builds all of my different businesses, right? The next one is making sure that you have your own mastermind, your own Mafia type mastermind. Okay, who needs to be on your team? Who needs to be in your pocket? Who needs to be one phone call away? You're one phone call away from solving any and every single business issue that you have in your life. Okay, last one is, what's the funnels that you're going to use? Okay, what process are you going to use to attract your ideal prospects to earn the money that you want? So if you like videos like this, be sure to subscribe. If you want to work with me and my team, there's some links that you can check out in the description. Check them out. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.